Hey everybody, it's Mike from AMZ Advisors, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how to get started selling on the Mexico platform for Amazon. And before we do that, I just want to remind you, if you like this content, please give our video a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So selling on Mexico is a great opportunity for a lot of US-based businesses because of the proximity, because they may already have their inventory in the US, or possibly even doing their manufacturing in Mexico and looking to just start selling on another Amazon platform that can generate more sales for them. However, there are a lot of challenges to getting started on the Amazon platform in Mexico that a lot of sellers that got started initially in the US are probably not used to. So first of all, the first things first, you need to just create your account, start selling in Mexico that way. You can add it on as a marketplace within your Seller Central account if you already have it. But there's going to be a lot of documentation that you need to submit to Amazon regarding your actual business entity. And there's a few different ways that's going to affect the different sales and taxes that your account is going to incur. So the few different concepts are in Mexico, you have persona física, persona moral, if you are a resident or you have a resident business here. If you are a foreigner, you're not going to have a RFC tax ID, which is going to allow you to register with SAT, which is their equivalent of the IRS in the US. And if you don't have that, SAT is automatically going to take 20% of all of your Amazon sales as income tax. So if they start taking 20% of your sales as income tax, that really is going to cut into your margin. When you consider, Amazon still has the 15% referral fee. If you're using FBA, there's an FBA fee. So in addition to that, you're actually going to have to also pay income taxes. So you may be looking at 50% if you're not registering in Mexico as a business. So if you consider that, that's a significant number, and you may want to start looking at other options, and that is either creating a business down here as a persona física or a persona moral. And the really difference between these two is whether you're a physical business entity or whether you're a person that has tax ID in Mexico and you're a resident of Mexico. So if you're actually going to go and get that tax ID, then you're looking at either persona física, where your income taxes are going to be about 0.3% to 5% for the income tax that Amazon or that SAT is just going to suck out of your Amazon account and take that, hurt your margin right away. Or you have the option for persona moral, which is where you kind of handle your taxes more similarly, your income taxes more similarly to what you would do in the US, where you would file at certain points throughout the year, report your income taxes and your sales, your profits on your own, and have it handled that way. So that's really going the more formal route, creating a business entity, but that is the best way to minimize those income taxes, or at least get them out of them, or at least prevent SAT from taking that money right out of your Amazon sales. So that's one thing to consider. The other thing to consider is just the VAT tax, VAT tax, value add tax. That's going to be another 16% added on to every one of your sales that SAT is going to collect for value add. When your products are coming across into Mexico, depending on where they're from, there may be tariffs on your products, and those tariffs can range from anywhere from 2% to 120%. So in the US, we have a lot lower tariff rates, and a lot less products actually have tariffs on them. But Mexico has very high tariffs on products coming from the US and from other countries. So you really need to be sure that when you're importing your product, that you have a reasonable tariff on the product to make sure that you're not blowing up your margin there. Finally, the last charges you're going to have to deal with is the actual importing fees. So again, we talked about the businesses, either having persona física, persona moral. You need someone in Mexico or some business in Mexico to import the product for you. So if you don't have a physical business here that can actually be the importer of record, you're going to have to use a third party. And if you do have a business here that's going to be the importer of record, you need to register on the importers list with SAT, so they also have that information for you. So there's a lot of different challenges that when it comes to actually getting started with that, and that's just with the setup of the account. Once we move beyond that, we're talking about shipping differences. If we're talking about shipping from the US to, if you're selling on Amazon Mexico, shipping from the US, you're going to have a lot of fees coming across the border. One of them is probably going to be a customs holdback, where they're going to hold a certain amount of money or charge the seller an extra amount of money to deal with any custom fees that possibly may be there that can actually discourage customers. So you really want to, and vice versa, if a customer in Mexico buys a product that you fulfill from the US, if they return it, now you got to deal with the international shipping to get it back to you. You may have to deal with custom fees again to get the product into the US. So that's going to cut into your margins again. The best way to really deal with shipping here in Mexico is going to be either having your own warehouse and using companies like DHL or FedEx to deliver the products, or to use FBA. FBA isn't available in the entire country. It's available in Guadalajara, Mexico City, and Monterrey. So using those will hit the majority of the Mexican population. You'll be able to reach the majority of buyers, and you'll be able to give them reliable shipping through FBA. So that's probably the best way to handle the shipping. And then moving beyond shipping, we're talking about the actual listing content that you have. So obviously your content needs to be in Spanish to be selling in the Mexico marketplace. I mean, you could list it in English if you wanted to, but that doesn't really make sense. And a lot of sellers struggle to actually deal with the translation aspects of that. So, our company, we handle that for a lot of our clients. We have a whole team here in Mexico that does all the translation, making sure that everything is not only in Spanish, but actually makes sense for the dialect of Spanish that is popular here in Mexico. So if we're talking about different uses of words, different verbs, whatever it may be, between Spanish and different countries, a lot of us in the US, when we're learning Spanish, we learn Spanish from Spain. And that is very different from Latin American Spanish, where there's a lot of different slang. There's a lot of other words that we aren't going to learn, and that won't make sense if you do a direct translation with Spanish from Spain. So you really want to make sure that you're using local translators to make sure that your content makes sense within the marketplace that you're selling in. I think that holds true for whatever marketplace you're selling on, whether that's Germany or France or Italy. Using local translators to make sure that your sales copy and your SEO copy makes the most sense of the Amazon platform. And those are really the keys to getting started with selling on the Amazon platform in Mexico. When we start talking about advertising beyond that, the cost of advertising is still extremely cheap in Mexico if you can deal with all the obstacles to kind of get started from that point. So if you like this video, you can check out more information on how to get started selling in Mexico by going to our blog. Or if you want more help with getting launched in Mexico or any other platform and increasing your Amazon sales, just reach out to us at amzadvisors.com and we'll be glad to help you.